Thank you to Simthic, accessible via sim.gg for the weapon stats used in making this video. Link in the description. Hello. This is yet another entry into a series I've been calling Final Meta, an exploration into Battlefield 5's infantry weapons after its final content release. In this video, I will cover the bullet hose medium machine guns, the M1922MG, VGO, and MG42. These weapons are the strongest group of weapons for locking down a close-range choke point or firing lane in Battlefield 5. The combat role suggestion for these guns is the machine gunner combat role. Being able to spot enemies that escape your fire or are behind cover with your primary weapon is a potent tool with the MMGs, and in particular, the typically high firing rates combined with larger magazines of these examples synergizes particularly well. My sight suggestions for all three of these medium machine guns are the close-range sights like the NIDAR and Reflex. One of the larger drawbacks to these medium machine guns is their fairly nasty kick, and having an open and elevated sight picture is important for managing it. My suggested gadgets for all three of the bullet hose medium machine guns is the firecrackers, ammo crate, and AT mine. Generally speaking, the ammo crate is superior to the ammo pouch, as it provides the ability to replenish one gadget, though not a grenade normally, which the ammo pouch cannot do. This is a potent ability that easily outshines the ammo pouch's more mobile bullet replenishment, especially with these weapons, which tend to be more stationary. The ammo crate also has the ability to continuously passively replenish bullet ammo in an area of effect, perfect for a weapon meant to be fired while stationary. AT mines in general work better for medium machine guns. If you're playing correctly, you'll be often positioned ahead of time in a flank or defensive position with these weapons, and your lack of mobility makes more active gadgets more clumsy choices. Since you'll be firing almost non-stop with these weapons' large magazines, enemies will likely be drawn to you, an ideal situation to set up a trap with mines. The MMGs are also possibly the only instance in Battlefield where the firecrackers hold a fairly strong utility. Being able to draw attention away from you can make it easier to get the jump on your opponents from an advantageous but close-range position as they attempt to rush or flank the false positive on their minimap. To top it off, because the firecrackers can be passively refilled with the ammo crate, you can basically perpetually spam them when you need them, drawing focus away from your bipoded position. This is especially useful for the big magazine build of the MG42 or the M1922 regardless of build. Depending on whether the map you are playing on is one of the smaller infantry-focused maps, or if the specific location you are locking down is infantry heavy, you can change the gadgets to incendiary grenade, ammo crate, and AP mine. I advise the incendiary grenades in infantry-focused maps because of these weapons' long reloads, which an incendiary grenade can help cover for by creating a small wall of fire to protect you during periods where you are in a heated battleground. My sidearm suggestion for the VGO and M1922 is the Model 27. The Model 27 can enable you to run with your team in more open areas and engage with the enemy only when absolutely necessary. These MMGs in particular, assuming you select the light bolt upgrade, can work acceptably in close range if you need to change position as well, acting as a pre-fire spray and pray weapon. For the MG42, if you go with the light bolt upgrade, I instead suggest the Type 94 to help cover for its long and frequent reloads. Having a fast swap pistol can save your life in those instances where you know the enemy is near and you have an empty MG42. If you go for the extended belt upgrade, however, the Model 27 becomes the advised sidearm once again. There is a specific alternative to all of these suggestions. The M1912 can make for a good sidearm in this case as well, since if you use these, you should already normalize holding off your reloads, or in the case of the M1922, hold off manually reloading your gun entirely, Its largest drawback of ammo reliability is largely a minor issue, since the MMG's ammo reliability is so good, and the weapon has excellent mid-range performance, and is a little better at handling moving forward through close-range areas than the Model 27. My melee suggestion for the bullet hose medium machine guns is a knife. While the hand tools technically work better in terms of their damage model, allowing a one-hit finisher in head-to-head situations with 2 body shots or 1 headshot, having a wide angle of attack for one-hit assassinations is generally far more useful if you are trying to obtain flanks. Finishing melee kills will generally be a rarity with MMGs and their playstyle. For the upgrade trees, in all 3 cases, I suggest left, left, right. And in all 3 cases, the first 3 upgrades stay the same. Recoil buffer to help reduce these weapons' significant kick, light bolt to capitalize on their primarily close to medium range strengths and increase their effectiveness in spray and pray on the move, and flashless propellant, which will slightly lower your visual footprint, potentially extending the flank's longevity. The last upgrade varies. The VGO and M1922 both get chrome lining, which will allow you to fire for longer durations at a time before the weapon overheats, improving your ability to mark targets behind cover, pre-fire while on the move, or simply lock down a corridor. The MG42, however, gets quick reload, and this helps mitigate the weapon's poor ammo reliability due to the base magazine size of 50 rounds, which will be important in close quarters if you are concerned about being swarmed. The MG42 in particular is an interesting case that deserves to be further explored. The light bolt upgrade gives the MG42 the absolute fastest time to kill possible in close range of any infantry weapon in Battlefield 5, assuming body shots, ignoring the shotguns, of course. This is a potent tool for absolutely deleting people who enter your lane of fire, and can even make the MG42 work fairly well even in hipfire emergencies. There is another upgrade path you can reasonably take with the MG42. That upgrade path is right, right, left, giving you high velocity bullets, extended belt, chrome lining, and incendiary bullets, turning the MG42 into essentially a dual-purpose anti-infantry and anti-air weapon. The high-velocity rounds in the MG42's innately high rate of fire essentially works to maximize hit probability on a fast-moving, airborne, and distant target. And assuming you are set up in a good position, the target should be in your sights for a decent amount of time, and you'll have 250 rounds in your magazine, allowing you to constantly fire into the aircraft. For any other MMGs, I'd never advise you select a build involving incendiary bullets, but the MG42 is an exception. Keep in mind, the MG42, without its light bolt upgrade, will fire faster than most of the other MMGs, even if they have their light bolt upgrade selected. In fact, the only MMGs that can even match the base rate of fire of the MG42 is the VGO if you select its light bolt upgrade. The MG42 is also one of the weapons that gains the most from extended belt or magazine upgrades, multiplying the base magazine size a whopping 5 times that of the base ammo count. This is a massive upgrade, and can enable the gun to be an absolute powerhouse of medium-range suppressive fire that none of the other MMGs can really match. The general tactical advice I can give you with these weapons is to use them either in smaller maps, or, if you use them in larger maps, to use them defensively to lock down commonly contested points that have plenty of cover for you to use to keep the ranges you engage with closer. Or, if the point you want to defend lacks cover, use the support class's faster building speed to place fortifications to essentially create a close to medium range lane for you to control. Place mines at entrance points and use them to identify when threats are approaching. If you do need to move to a new position, keep your primary out and spray and pray pre-fire your way through closer quarters and use your Model 27 revolver for longer ranged engagements. I do advise pre-fire and magazine dumping in general. In fact, with the M1922, your reload speed is actually significantly faster once your magazine is empty, making it better to never actually manually initiate a reload, but to instead let the weapon reach empty and automatically enter into the reload animation. But I do want to stress that these weapons generally have long reloads even if you decide to select the quick reload upgrade, and you will be vulnerable for these durations. The VGO has a faster time to kill than that of the M1922, but its smaller magazine requires frequent reloads. That said, the reload time is decently short in comparison to other medium machine guns. I would say the weapon is safe to use slightly more aggressively than the other two options, closer to the front lines if you are confident in your reload management. Keep in mind though, that its ammo reliability is technically mediocre at best. If you want to help your team push, you can act as sort of a ratchet, staying just behind your team's front line and deleting anyone who tries to flank or sneak past. If you do move forward, consider staying crouched often, as you'll be able to go prone faster to obtain decent aimed accuracy. However, if you are blindsided, you're probably better off simply going for the spray and pray attempt, as the enemy is still likely to kill you before you can begin firing if you just try to wait to go prone and aim down your sight first. The time to kill on these weapons are generally some of the fastest in the game, allowing you to vaporize the competition in a storm of bullets. The limitations of the mobility of these weapons, however, does tame their potential a fair bit. You have to plan ahead to take advantage of this strength. In conclusion, these are weapons you select when you want to have an ironclad lockdown of a specific area. Because of their high rate of fire and high recoil, they tend to work best in close to medium ranges and work well in a more defensive playstyle. Thank you for watching my video to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications.